Philosophers have said that there are only 7 stories we keep repeating throughout history. Tonight, we're going to pick one and tell it again. This is The Treatment, a podcast about stories with your hosts Billy Beck, Cody Beck, and Mark Lucas. The Treatment is filmed instead of a live studio audience at Christmas.
That's right. It is still Christmas time. For those who are not aware, the 12 days of Christmas come after the 25th. And since it's only been 7 days, it's still Christmas time.
Yeah, Epiphany is January 5th, so until then it's still Christmas. So your tree had better still be up. I am coming to check the lights. But before I do, I have a review of our last movie that we put together, Joy to New York, which I want to preface this by stating that this was a Hallmark movie. We were not aiming very high. But RogerEbert.com's review states, "It's more like a reusable ribbon bow. It's not great. It's nothing special. But you can keep it year after year and place it on presents as long as you have Scotch tape or Dia Frampton's irrepressible charm to hold it together." 6 out of 10 from RogerEbert.com.
You know what? I'll take a 6 out of 10.
That's not a passing grade, but it's a good grade.
It's barely failing.
For Hallmark.
Yeah, it's enough to stay on the air.
You did slightly better than guessing on a test.
Exactly.
So let's open up our last present for this Christmas season. What do we have?
Well, the wheel is a-spinning. I'm removing the ribbon. There goes the wrapping paper. And it has landed on the Little Match Girl.
Yay! I'm so excited. This is a happy and fun and yay story. Cody, do you know the Little Match Girl?
Of course I know the Little Match Girl.
So wait, you're fine doing the Little Match Girl, but the Christmas shoes was too much for you?
Yes.
Fair enough.
Is it because the Christmas shoes involves Jesus?
Kind of. So, like, the Little Match Girl is old and classic, and Christmas shoes is new and schmaltzy.
Because you definitely have a problem with schmaltz.
She got you there.
I didn't sign up to have my hypocrisies thrown in my face like this.
Yes, you
at
did.
Christmas.
That's on our contract. Clause G, Section A.
It just says Cody is mean whenever she wants.
Not the. That's not the recording contract. That's our throuple contract.
I had it notarized, Cody.
So yes.
Hey, Cody, you want to tell the story of the Little Match Girl?
Sure. So the Little Match Girl is the story of a little girl in, I assume, roughly 1800s England, because that's where all of these stories take place. And she is trying to sell matchbooks to passersby to earn some money so that she can go inside and be warm and possibly eat dinner. And she does not sell all of her matchbooks. I don't know if she has one left or if just no one is outside. And she ends up falling asleep in a back alley, and to keep herself warm, she burns her last matchbook, one match at a time, and then she dies in the glow of the last match, where she's imagining a happy and joyful childhood and later life.
Yeah, basically.
But Christmas shoes was too much for you.
So there are some specifics that I want to... There's at least one detail you got just straight up wrong. This is a Danish story.
Is this Hans Christian Andersen?
Yes.
Of course it is.
And I'm just going to read the Wikipedia because it's pretty brief, and I kind of love some of the wording phrases they use. On a freezing New Year's Eve, a poor young girl, shivering, bareheaded and barefoot, unsuccessfully tries to sell matches in the street. Afraid to go home because her father would beat her for failing to sell any matches and not earning even a single penny, she huddles in the alley between two houses and lights matches to warm herself. In the flame of the matches, she sees a series of comforting visions: a warm iron stove, a lovely roasted goose, a kind, loving family, and a great, glorious Christmas tree. Each vision disappears as its match burns out. In the sky, she sees a shooting star, which her late grandmama had told her meant that someone is on their way to heaven.
Oh no, it's her.
In the flame of the next match, she sees her late grandmother, the only person that ever treated her with love and kindness. To keep the vision of her grandmother alive as long as possible, the girl lights the entire bundle of matches she has. When the matches are gone, the girl freezes to death in the cold weather as her grandmother carries her soul to heaven. The next morning, passers-by find the girl's body with a smile on her face and express pity. They do not know about the wonderful visions she had seen or how happy she is with her grandmother in heaven.
But the Christmas shoes was too much.
Yes.
I'm so glad Wikipedia said New Year's Eve, because that fits in perfectly with what we're doing right now.
Happy New Year's, everybody.
Yeah, Happy New Year, dead girl in an alley.
So, I feel like the first decision we need to make is how close are we sticking to this story?
I think to decide that, we need to decide our audience.
Okay.
Are we telling this for children? And if that's the case, then we're going fucking happy-ass ending wherever we can get it. If we want to stick to the original, we're going to have to settle that it's not going to be like a family fun time Christmas movie. You know? Because there's fucking child abuse in here. Extreme poverty. So a child freezes to death.
I mean, okay. So I'm doing a little inside baseball here because I know a little bit about Mr. Hans, and he was a closeted gay man. That is what The Little Mermaid was about. That is, I feel like you could also see some themes here about not having family acceptance and being treated poorly for being different. And also, like, not having things, material things, the same material things that everyone else has. So, is there any way we can run with those themes instead of telling the story of little girl dies in the snow?
Alright. Tokyo, 1980. Which Yakuza game does it again? Was it... I think it was Yakuza 0 does Little Match Girl, right? I had lost a lot.
No, fun story. I'm actually playing Yakuza 5 right now, and I just did the Little Match Girl sub-story. You're playing as Saejima, so it's in Sapporo, 2012.
I knew it couldn't be Tokyo 1980 then, because you did not react.
Yeah, I thought you were referencing something that actually happened, and I'm like, I don't know my history.
I thought you were referencing the Olympics.
No, what if we make it like a metaphor for like grief and set it like in the end of World War II and call it Grave of the Fireflies?
No. You already know my feelings, which is that all media is about grief.
So we're still figuring out tone, I think.
Yeah. Because for structurally, what I want to do with this one is vignettes. Have the little match, like the overarching, like the night in the alley with her freezing and lighting the matches and stuff is the framework in which we do 3 or 5 vignettes in the matches.
A la the Little Red Hen.
Yeah, like we did with Little Red Hen, but they're all... Because when she's lighting the matches, right, she's imagining a better life, right?
Yeah. She's imagining, like, specific things, like Mark said. She's imagining a stove. She's imagining
a goose.
Food, specifically a big roasted goose. And then, is the third one Grandmama?
A loving family.
Oh, loving family.
No, third is a loving family. Fourth is a big-ass Christmas tree.
Fifth is
and then,
Grandma.
Kind of an interstitial, she sees the shooting star. And then the 5th is Grandmama.
Well,
I kind of want to stick to that.
Yeah, that's a good framework to work with.
And I think including the girl freezing to death at the end and going to heaven is our happy ending.
I'm making this face not because of what you're saying, but because of the idea I had. I don't know how fucking depressing we want to get with this, but considering our current climate, what if it's an immigrant child whose parents have been deported, and that's why she no longer has a place to go back to?
If we do immigrant, because I don't hate the idea of doing immigrant, I would want to do it not modern times, a different era of immigration issues, just to, like, you know, lay in that history mirrors itself, but not be on the fucking nose about it.
Okay.
And B, we'd have to do something about the father abusing her. Because I also don't want to portray an immigrant in the current climate as abusive.
Yeah, that's why I was thinking make the American government the villain.
So an orphan doesn't want to go back to the orphanage, something like that?
Something like that, yeah. If we do immigrant, do we want to set it in America?
I think it would be important to. We got to do New York, right?
No, all three of our stories are not New York.
No, it's the Treatment New York trilogy. Next year we'll do an LA trilogy. And then we'll do, I don't know, fucking Camden, New Jersey.
I mean, we could also do Chicago.
We could do Chicago.
Because Chicago also gets shitty weather. And traditionally has immigrant issues. We could also do Boston.
We could also just do generic big city in nondescript location.
If we want... I just had the thought, if we want to do immigrant, technically they're not immigrants, but Native American person in Boston or some other city in, like, Pennsylvania or something.
I was going to go more separate from... I was thinking along the lines of an American Tale. Do the metaphor with cartoon animals.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, not necessarily mice or what have you, but I don't know how that would work.
Secret of Nim style?
Maybe? I'm getting Don Bluth energy from this story.
Yeah, but the thing with Don Bluth is, doesn't matter how much you scare the children as long as you give them a happy ending in the end.
All little match girls go to heaven, yeah. Shit, I haven't seen that movie. Is that just a little match girl?
I don't know. I haven't seen it either. I've never seen a movie.
Oh my god, you two are uncultured heathens.
We had Disney. My parents could afford the Disney tapes. We didn't get a lot of Bluth.
Okay.
So I think we kind of landed on a tone. Like, we kind of know what we want to do with it tonally. I think it's just setting that we need to...
We're going Watership Down.
See, I'm thinking that the main focus is going to be the vignettes that the match girl, like, sees in the matches.
Yeah.
And so I think that everything around that is all not totally inconsequential, but not the focus. So, like, I think we could even set it today and have her, an immigrant, but we don't tell that story. We just let that be.
Here's an idea. Tell me what you think. The perspective we view this through is through an alley cat that is huddling with the little match girl for warmth. So when the match girl is telling her story to the cat, who's the audience surrogate, and when we go into the flames and see the vignettes, the match girl is seeing what she's seeing, and the cat is like clean and with a little bow around its neck or whatever you, and like following along the story.
Because, yeah, I don't hate that.
Yeah, because it's a harsh story on the surface, so I kind of want to give that one level of disconnecting from it for the audience to soften the blow of the pain of it.
Yeah.
But also,
Mm-hmm.
little girl telling the cat how she's feeling helps the audience understand that, like, man, shit's really rough for this little girl, that she's actually happier in heaven now.
You can also play with this is more in animation, costuming, whatever. You can also play with comparing the girl and the cat.
Yeah.
Like, play with colors, that kind of thing.
And maybe even a denouement at the end as the cat learns a little bit of a lesson from it, and I don't know, sneaks into a warm place the next night. I don't know what lesson to learn, but
I think by the end we shift perspective from the cat to the girl, because we got to see the girl in heaven.
I think the cat could still see the girl in heaven, because cats are typically associated with witchcraft, the occult, and usually with seeing between the veil, like through the veil. I can totally see the cat seeing the little girl. Like, what I'm imagining is the ending, if we stick with this, is coroner comes, claims the body, whatever, and little cat meows, little MIB, but, like, the coroner also picks up the cat, and then, like, is holding the cat and keeping the cat warm, and we see the little girl, like, waving goodbye to the cat and ascending with grandma.
Yeah, I was thinking the cat sees, like, a transparent image of the girl over... this is 2D animation now, right?
Yeah.
That's what we're doing?
Yeah.
So, like, the corpse is opaque on the ground, and then the little girl is still there. Thanks the cat for listening to her and being with there. Everything is good. Like, tells the cat, I'm good now, I'm with grandma. We see grandma. And then they, ascend. And I like the bit of the coroner coming and taking the cat as well. Giving the cat a home.
How about we have, if we're gonna go just animation, the cat rides the shooting star up to heaven with the girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We could.
Like, the girl starts ascending with the shooting star, and the cat, like, meows and jumps on as well. And then people will debate for 1,000 years whether or not the cat died.
Exactly. And we'll call it Schrodinger.
No.
The cat's name is Schrodinger, but we only find that out in the credits.
So I'm just this image is very clear in my head, so I want to say it. As the last vignette ends of her and her grandmother, the bundle of matches burns out as she's like squatting, kind of kneeling there. The cat's looking, and it's dark, and then a light comes from the side as the star swoops down, and she kind of sits on it like a beanbag, and the cat jumps into her lap as it shoots up towards heaven.
Yeah, that's sweet.
And we can Tarzan it, where if you look, you can see the corpses, but you're not looking for the corpses.
But they're in the background.
Yeah. Like, you can even play with the animation, like, maybe the souls are the visions of her from, like, the visions she had in her vignettes, where, like, she's clean, well-groomed, in good clothes, the cat has, like, a bow collar. It's, like, one of those things where it's a little bit subtle, but it's clear if you're looking at it.
Different costumes in each vignette for both her and the cat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So now that we've got the ending, we want to go back to the beginning and piece together, because I guess we have the bones already.
Yeah.
Should we go back to the beginning and start knitting together specific scenes?
Yeah, I'm just getting down the 5 vignettes. So we got the stove, the goose,
Mm-hmm.
the family
The Christmas tree.
And then
Interstitial where she sees the shooting star. And then the last one is her with her grandma. So I'm thinking establishing shot. I know that we kind of said New York. I think it's nondescript Cityville, USA.
Yeah.
Establishing shot of a garbage can. It rattles a bit, and then the cat pokes its head out with like that cartoon fish bones with the head and tail.
Mm-hmm.
And then somebody throws like a fast food wrapper that scares the cat. It jumps out and runs up the block as we follow the cat running. You know, it weaves between people's feet. It jumps over a lazy dog and then ducks into an alley to the theme music and the credits.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then when it gets into the alley, it runs all the way up the alley to the other end where the little girl is selling matches.
Yeah, I think I like that. I think the cat should, like, settle and gnaw on the fish bones for, like, a bite or two, and then see a flash of light. And that's what draws it to the little girl. Because she's lighting the matches. And it, like, slings...
No, she's not lighting the matches yet.
Okay.
It hears the sound of her trying to sell matches, and that's what gets the cat's attention. And just so that we all have the same picture in our heads, what kind of cat is it?
I'm picturing the cat from Kit Bull.
From what?
I recently saw Kit Bull, and it wasn't as emotionally devastating as I was afraid it was, but I don't remember. It's like a black cat. It's like a little gray.
Yeah, it's like a little black and white. Like, not quite a tuxedo, but... And it's, like, scrawny and scrangly.
It's like all...
Yeah, I gotcha.
Between gray and black.
I found a picture.
And a solid color.
Yeah, okay.
It's like the definition of scrunkly.
Yes.
Yeah, alright, yeah.
Okay,
I'll tell you about Kit Bull later and watch you suffer.
No.
It's honestly not as devastating as I was afraid it would be.
Yes, but Bill is weak.
So our scrungly little cat.
Yes.
It posts up to gnaw on the bones for a little while, but when it kind of realizes there's nothing good here, it drops it and hears a girl selling matches and goes to investigate the sound.
Yeah, like maybe she's... What I'm picturing here is it's like slinking to the... This is like an alley that opens on both sides, and it like... She's kind of pacing back and forth doing that thing where it's like, here you go, here, da-na. But it's like she's pacing back and forth, so he kind of like... We have the shadow moving, and like maybe the cat catches the shadow, and then hears the noise, and goes to investigate what's doing this.
So I'm thinking she's in the mouth of the alley.
Yeah.
And she's doing this, her back and forth. The cat, as we've established, is still hungry.
Yeah.
There's going to be some garbage cans and whatnot behind her. So maybe he gives her a look, recognizes that she's safe, hops in a garbage can, maybe finds something, brings out the garbage can, eats some of it, and then looks up at the girl, looks down at the food, looks up at the girl, and then drags it to the girl and starts doing the leg rubby thing.
Yeah.
As if to bring her a snack.
And I feel like we can kind of have her, like, slowly her energy is slowly waning in the scene.
Mm-hmm.
And so you have, like, when the cat dives back into the garbage can, it's kind of like we're peering over the lids of the garbage cans, and we can see, like, we're kind of focused on her, like, her top half, and it, like, takes longer and longer, and her voice is getting quieter.
Like, she stops and leans against the wall at one point, something like that. Like,
yeah, and, like, that's when the cat jumps out, is eating, and then is like,
I can't eat this whole slice of pizza. Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm imagining it like a discarded slice of pizza. But
so it brings her the pizza. Does she eat it?
I would think no, because as much as I love Tobias, if he brought me a piece of pizza from the garbage, I would also not eat it.
I think she should think about it.
I'll allow thinking about it.
Like, she reaches for it, and the cat, like, flinches back a little bit, and then she, like, pets the cat instead, and she's like, no, you eat it. You need it more than me.
Yeah.
And then cat starts purring, rubbing around her ankles, and maybe that's when she kind of, like, starts moving back towards the alley, moving back into the alley, because she's, like, talking to the cat a little bit.
Maybe she slides down
She's
the
barefoot.
wall,
Yeah.
like, into a seated position against the wall here, and continues to pet the cat.
I think I caught what you said about barefoot. I know she's barefoot in the story. I kind of want her to be in just real shitty boots. Like, cartoon shitty where, like, there's a hole, like, there used to be a patch, and, like, you can see her socks through it, and the, like, cardboard soles are kind of peeling away at the bottom.
She's got newspapers stuffed in around the ankles to try and keep some warmth in.
Yeah.
Maybe the sole is attached with, like, string.
Yes.
Yeah. Like my old pair of work boots that I had packing taped together.
Yes. They're also, like, way too big for her.
Yeah.
Okay. So then we see her start shivering and getting cold and backing into the alley. Does she say out loud that she's going to try and get warm with a match?
Yes, but not in a, like, descriptive way.
Like, maybe the cat climbs up her and, like, kind of nestles in one spot of her coat, and she's like, oh, you're freezing. Here, let me.
Yeah, like, I want her to have one-sided conversations with the cat.
Yeah.
And they don't need to be, like, super expository, but enough for, like, us, the audience, to recognize she's making the decision to light the matches instead of selling them.
Yeah.
And is disguising it as, like, oh, bud, you must be cold, too. I guess we could light some of these matches, try and get a little warm. Just for a couple of minutes, you know?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Just like, I mean, Mark, you're a pet owner. You know this. You narrate your life to your animal. They don't give a shit, but you narrate your life to them.
Toby, do we narrate our lives to you? He's non-responsive.
This is not a serious suggestion, but I'm right now very tickled with the idea of shoving in weird anachronisms. And so far we've kind of felt this is a modern tale. So part of me thinks that she's afraid that Mr. O'Stevenson's going to be mad if I go back to the matchstick factory with all of the other Victorian orphans. And haven't sold not a tuppence, not a thruppence. I have sold nuppence in matches. I need to get an Uber back to Mr. O'Stevenson's factory right now.
My Chime debit card has nothing loaded onto it.
I don't hate the idea of little anachronisms. Like, I don't want anything, like, specific and blatant to modern day. But, like, I
was only saying that as a joke.
Oh, no, I know.
I was only saying that as a joke. I know, but
what I'm saying is I think it should be timeless. Like, it should read modern enough that people believe this could be happening down the street, but also, like, timeless enough that people can disconnect themselves if they need to. It's not a documentary.
I mean, Despicable Me has an orphanage where they're getting pimped out to sell Girl Scout cookies, and if they don't meet their quota, they get put in the box of shame. So, like, and granted, that's a comedy, but that's still something in that vein.
Yeah.
Wait, is this not a comedy?
No, Mark, you're thinking like Sissy Spacek and Carrie. That was a joke.
What a specific reference.
So she lights a match.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I'm picturing the cat getting really interested in, like, the match as it's burning. So it like, leans in real close as the camera also zooms in. And we see the first vignette, which is a hot stove.
I think we lead into this with a bit of voiceover. It's not like narration per se, but it's her talking to the cat, and then like any narration we hear is her still talking to the cat.
So, the idea that I just had from that is as the cat gets like interested and leaned in, she's like, "Oh, be careful, don't burn your nose." And then as we're sliding in, it's her pulling the cat away from the stove.
Oh.
Like, be careful, you don't want to burn your nose, you don't want to burn your... Like, it kind of, like, blends together that way.
Yeah, no, I like that a lot.
Because
Mark... And then she, instead of, like, a narration, like, telling the cat, like, I wish I had a stove or what have you, it's...
Yeah.
She's playing a game with the cat.
Yeah.
So, like, no, you'll burn your nose on our brand new, potbelly stove. We can do so much with this stove. We can cook, we can keep the house warm, and she's describing the new world that they're in. Even though it's clear to us, the audience, it's imagination. Is
this like a fully built vignette? Or if she... Because I like that. But I also like the idea of if she's kind of building this world as we're going into it, we start with the stove, and then as she keeps describing things, the world kind of clears up and fills in the background. Do we want to go that magical realism with it, or... Like in the alleyway itself? No. Okay. Like in the vignette. So... It's almost like things appear as she describes them. Oh yeah, we could do that. Like we don't see things poof in, but they are where they weren't in previous shots, Yeah. Like, originally it's focused real tightly on the stove, and then it kind of pulls out, and you start seeing things. Because I'm imagining, like, specifically the basement of my parents' house in Pennsylvania has a wood-burning stove, and it's sitting on these 4, they're probably actually, like, garden planter path rocks, but it's to keep it from scorching the floor. And, like, that's the kind of vibe that I'm getting, because, like, in the winter, sometimes my dad would stick his coffee cup on top of the stove when it was, like, not super hot, but just hot enough that it would stay warm. Mm-hmm.
So, my original thought was that each vignette would be roughly the same-ish length, and she would be building a bigger and bigger life each time. So the first one, and I was making a face earlier because I'm still grappling with this thought. But what you said I like better, and we should probably go with, but I want to at least get this thought out. The first vignette of the stove is her with, like, her parents in a little shack with a warm stove. And then the second, which is the roasted goose, would be her and a little bit bigger family, like parents and maybe a baby sister, in, like, a nice suburban house with a multi-bedroom apartment with a dining room. And then the third one, the loving family, it's and you can also see by costuming class, basically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Until finally the Christmas tree is like they're rich.
So I like that. The thought that I'm having is...
The struggle that I had is that I don't really want to involve her actual family, because I had already said that I don't want to know anything about her. Especially if we're going to tell this immigrant story that we 3 Americans are qualified to tell.
Well, so I'm thinking she's an unreliable narrator, because at this point everything in the vignettes is being told to the cat by the girl, and as she's walking closer and closer to death, her lies to the cat are getting more and more extravagant. So the first thing she has...
Well, they're not lies, they're fantasies.
Her fantasies, yeah. So I'm thinking, like, the first vignette is she's like, oh, Kitty, in the morning I'll take you back to my home. It's not so cold in our home. We have a stove. And she explains what the stove is and how when she was little she would, lay by the stove on cold nights and stay warm, and she'll play by the stove, shit like that. And then the next bit is like, what else we can do with the stove? We can cook more food. Because I can see you're getting hungry as her stomach is growling. She's like, you can make goose. And she describes this meal that she's going to make and all this stuff. And then the family one's the next. And she's like, and then we get to see my family. You'll get to meet all my family. And here's my cousins and aunts and uncles and dads and grandparents and all this shit. And Meemaw will be there, but we won't really introduce her yet.
Yeah.
And then, the best part about Christmas. And, like, she could even be... like past tense, like, oh, we just had this great Christmas, and then she describes the Christmas with the Christmas tree and all the lavish gifts and all the decorations and the caroling and all that, everything that goes with that. And the favorite though, when you get to meet her, when you meet Meemaw, and then we get the 5th vignette. So like she keeps building on this fantasy that she's telling the cat the cat doesn't know isn't real.
I have two thoughts. First thought is I like that idea of like building to Meemaw. I kind of want Meemaw to be animated slightly differently because she's the only thing that's real. Like I want her to be a little less wavery than the rest of stuff.
So for lack of or for ease of our audience's understanding, everything in the alley is drawn in a Don Bluth style, and all of the fantasies are Disney style, except for Grandma. She's still in a Don Bluth style.
Yes.
Gotcha.
But like maybe a little bit softer edges.
Not necessarily those specifics, but
yeah,
I love that idea.
Second thing, it kind of ties in what Mark was saying. The stove one, where she's telling the story, and the world's kind of building. The last thing that I kind of want is there to be like a shout off screen, and it's like her mom or her dad being like, dinner's ready, and then we cut and it's the match burning her fingers. She goes, and it was because somebody was yelling outside the alley. And it cuts from like nice dad voice or nice mom voice to like screechy pedestrian voice.
Yeah. I like the idea of having something pull her out. And it could be different every time. It could be someone in the restaurant in front of the alley like throwing their trash out and trying to shoo them or something, and yeah, somebody yelling at somebody in the street, car honking.
Yeah. That
kind of thing, yeah.
Because I was just thinking the, like, person, if we want to knit them together, and it's kind of like she's building on the world the fantasy world that she's creating, we can almost, like, slide into the next one with that continuation of the voice being like, dinner's ready, and then, like, she goes into the dining room.
See, with my idea, I was thinking that they're not connected, they're not threaded.
Okay.
The vignettes.
And part of it is because she's kind of deteriorating.
Yeah.
As she gets colder and number, her fantasies get more fantastic.
I mean, I think we can still fit that in with it being threaded. Like, the audience will understand, especially by, like, the third one, that, like, oh, none of this is true. And like you said before, when she's talking about the stove and it's just the stove, it's not a big house. It's a one-room house. You can see, like, the mattresses in the corner and the stove, and it's probably closest to what her actual situation was.
Yeah, like,
but by the time we're at Christmas, they're in a fucking mansion, and there's, like, gold tinsel on the tree, and 400 people all dressed to the nines, and fancy champagne and caviar in the adults' hands, and fancy sweets in the kids, you know. Go full fucking...
The beginning of the Nutcracker.
Yes.
Yeah.
The other thing that I forgot that I wanted to say I don't think we need to tell this story, but I think it needs to be clear to us what her actual situation is. In my head, Grandma was her caretaker. That's why she's out on the street now, because her parents aren't in the picture for whatever reason, which is why she's free to make them up. Again, we're not telling that story, but I think it's important to us writing it. We know what her story is.
I agree with everything you said. She is, at this point, a ward of the state, whatever that means.
Yeah.
And she probably shouldn't be out on the street, but she chose to be out on the street, and no one stopped her.
Yeah.
Which I think is an important distinction to make.
Yeah.
Because someone should be at fault for her death that isn't her.
Yeah.
Society.
Society is always at fault.
It sometimes comes up in debate who is the evilest villain of Disney movies, or which Disney movie has the evilest villain. And I posit that the evilest villain is the one in Dumbo.
Because it's just capitalism.
Society. Not even capitalism, just society. Everybody is an asshole.
Including the animators.
Bear in mind, the devil is a Disney villain. Like, the literal devil.
Chernabog is not the literal devil. He's a devil. There's a difference.
A literal devil. Anyway, back to our little match.
And I would argue he's not even, like, the villain of Fantasia. Anyway, right, Match Girl. So the first vignette, her in her little shack. I really like, Cody, your transition in and out of careful, don't burn your nose. Is it Christmas?
I think all the vignettes...
Is it Christmas in all of the vignettes?
Yeah, all except for Grandma. Because I want Grandma's to be true. Like, 100% true. I want it to be an actual memory of a good day she had with Grandma. And I don't think that necessarily needs to be Christmas.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it's important that it's literally actually Christmas. Like, it could be Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. But yes, it's
or
important.
even just winter time. Like, it doesn't have to be like holiday related. I think it just needs to be.
Oh, sorry. I mean, overall.
Oh,
I feel like it
yeah.
could be Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. But then with Grandma, yes, I agree with you. It should just be a real memory.
Like, I almost want her last vignette with Grandma to be like a warm summer day they spent out by a lake.
Mm-hmm.
And they just enjoyed each other's company and had a little picnic or something. And that's like her great memory, you know?
Yeah.
I kind of want the other ones to still be Christmas.
Yeah, oh, the other one's definitely Christmas or Christmas themed, Christmas Eve, Christmas Day.
Yeah. Because like I'm imagining the stove one is like a little bit too late at night. They're like playing by the stove because she doesn't want to go to bed because it's Christmas Eve, and like that again, that's not necessarily like 100% important that is clear in the scene, but that's like the vibe.
See, I'm thinking if it's Christmas, we get a very subtle view of like what her imaginary presents are. So like in the stove one, it's just like a sock doll.
What if we work backwards? What if the stove is Christmas night? So she's playing with whatever toy she has in front of the stove. That's the scene that we have there. And then next is the goose. That's Christmas dinner. So that's evening of Christmas Day. They're all enjoying this wonderful meal together. And maybe we only see, you know, mom, dad, and a sibling or grandma. Next is the family. That could be like Christmas afternoon when the whole family's over. Everyone is sharing stories and having a good time together and just, you know, community. Christmas tree, that's Christmas morning.
Yeah.
No, that's Christmas Eve. That's Christmas Eve.
I think we can do Eve and morning. Like, they're decorating the tree, putting the star on top Christmas Eve, and then we do the Christmas morning present thing, and that's when things get real extravagant. Like, she's unwrapping a full-size train, you know? That's where we're seeing her deteriorate as well.
Yeah, because I'm thinking, like, it's...
Okay.
I like what you're building, where it's like, as she deteriorates, stuff gets more and more extravagant. And it ties into what we've already established.
And then maybe for Grandma, it's Christmas Eve during the day or the day before Christmas, like the 23rd. And she asks Grandma, what do you want for Christmas? And Grandma says, all I want for Christmas is to spend today with you. And then they have a wonderful day together doing just cheap or free things in the city, going to a park, maybe walking through a museum or, you know, something like stuff that you could do for free because it's a real memory and they don't have money, you know, and it happens to be like last Christmas or whatever.
Yeah. They buy nuts from the Nut Man.
The New York Nut Man. He sells the best nut. Man, ever since he got married, his nut game has been off the hook.
I'm going to commit a real crime.
Are you going to rob the New York Nut Man?
For legal reasons, that was a joke. I will kill you in real life.
Joking. Legally joking. Thoughts on that idea, Mark?
I don't have any thoughts. Head empty.
So, Goose.
Yeah, so I'm thinking at this point we should just go through the 5 vignettes and mark out, like, because I think a scene needs to happen in each of them.
Yeah.
And mark out what the scene is. Because we could just have her describe what life is like, but we need to see something.
Yeah. So we've got the stove, which is her playing with her toys and the kitten.
Mm-hmm.
The kitten is another present.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, she unwraps the kitten in that scene.
No, because that scene already begins with, don't burn your nose, Mr. Kitty.
Oh, no, I'm saying later she unwraps the kitten as one of her gifts under the Christmas tree in the 4th vignette. And then the kitten gets his own to unwrap.
Yes. Very, very Lady and the Tramp.
Yes.
So, dinner scene.
I still think we need something a little bit, like something needs to happen in the stove scene.
I mean, I feel like the stove scene can be pretty short because we're establishing for the audience, like, what's going on. And then each of the next scenes starts getting longer because she's letting the matches burn longer.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then Grandma's scene can be the longest because that's when she lights the whole pack.
Yeah. Okay. That's fair.
So I think the stove scene can be like 3 or 4 minutes. It doesn't even need to be that long.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so the goose.
Well, what's the transition out of the stove? Because I think for this kind of animation thing, the transitions in and out are important.
At the end of the stove scene, she says something confidently to the cat, I'm not quite sure what, and leans against the stove and then goes, ah! And then with the ah is the flame getting to her fingers on the match.
I had a different thought. It's Christmas night, it's getting late, it's time for bed. Somebody, one of the adults, the adult, goes to douse the fire. So they open the belly of the stove and throw a water in there. And at the same time, a passing car going through a puddle splashes her and the match, extinguishing it. And that's the transition out.
I don't dislike that.
But
I kind of want to do that later. Because I also had the thought of a car splashing water. I think it's too early in the night.
The thing is, I also want her deep enough in the alley that she's not easily visible from the street. Because I want there to be a ostensible reason other than human unkindness that no one sees her until it's too late.
well, then maybe she moves back into the alley as it goes on. So this first one, she's still up close, like ostensibly trying to sell these matches.
I think maybe we do the car splashing water after the second or third vignette, and that moves her back deeper into the alley for the last two. And also, like, I don't want her getting splashed with water at the start of the night. I want that to, like, add stakes at, like, a mid to mid-late point. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Maybe it's just... like, they can still... I was thinking they could still do the dousing the water or, like, dousing the stove thing. But maybe it's just a noise. Like, the noise of them closing the stove is, like, the person in one of the restaurants lifting up, throwing trash in, putting the lid back down.
Yeah, like a door slamming behind her or something like that, and it startles her and makes her drop the match.
Yeah.
Maybe it's somebody in the family, putting her to bed and blowing out a candle, and the wind blows out the match.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Okay, so second vignette is the goose.
Does anything happen in between the vignettes?
I don't think between these two. Like, we go back to the alley and we see them.
Yeah.
And, like, maybe whoever... Oh, no, it was the wind that blew out the match.
Yeah.
Maybe she tries to sell another matchbook to, like, the next passerby or something, but, like, they can't hear her because she's
That's
sitting
what
on
I
the
was
ground.
thinking.
Yeah.
Something like that.
And so when that person passes her by, she, like, sighs and, like, sinks a little bit into her coat and then strikes the next one.
Yeah. And I think to get into it, she explains that heat isn't also for comfort, it's also for making food.
Yeah.
And that's how we transition into the dinner. And my idea for this is she's helping Grandma make the dinner. Like, we go into it with her helping Grandma make the dinner.
Yeah.
But we don't see Grandma in entirety yet. We see her from, like, the waist down, Muppet Baby style.
Yes.
What's an easy Christmas dinner job? Stirring something, right?
Making the gravy?
Yeah, kids stirring the gravy.
Yeah. She's on, like, a little step stool, stirring.
Yeah. As it's over, like, a stovetop. And it's noticeably, like, a nicer stovetop. It's not an old pot-bellied stove in a one-room house anymore. It's, like, a middle-class kitchen with space.
Yeah.
And...
You can open the fridge and the stove at the same time.
Who knew?
What luxury.
I'm thinking the family here is grandma, two parents, and, like, a sibling or two. And I think the scene that happens here is a food fight. Because she's a kid, and she would still want to play. And, like, just for us, maybe she's referencing a time where a food fight happened at the orphanage and they all got punished for it. But she's just like, oh no, in my fantasy world, we would have a food fight at Christmas Eve and mashed potatoes would get everywhere. And then we'd all laugh about it, and then Dad would take the leg of the Christmas goose and scoop some mashed potatoes off the wall and take a bite, you know?
Yeah. I'm thinking, like, maybe it starts with, like, tossing rolls. Like, somebody tosses a roll and it like hits somebody, and then it's like, oh, I see how it is, and just like fling.
Mm-hmm.
So I had a thought, and I'm not sure how I feel about it. I think that I would like it if a more capable creative were doing it, but
We're capable.
as she's you haven't heard it yet. As she brings the food out, like there's the adults table and the kids table.
Mm-hmm.
The adults are having a discussion.
Mm.
Yeah. And we don't get, like, the context, but we know that it's important.
It's not like full wah, but it's like she doesn't really...
There aren't specific details, but you know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Like, I can't believe he got elected. He's gonna ruin this city. I don't know. I like some of the ideas that he has, but no specifics. So you just know it's like that kind of conversation is happening there. And then, yeah, I guess you would be at the kids' table, and that's where the food fight would be. Maybe that's why the food fight breaks out. The bickering at the adult table. Like, crazy Uncle Grandpa, with his racist views, throws a dinner roll at Auntie Sue Lin.
Okay, the thought that I'm having is crazy Uncle Grandpa. He makes a loud noise, which startles one of the kids at the kids' table into throwing something that hits one of the adults, and then it turns into...
Yeah. Or it startles the kid into throwing something, like, across the table, the kid across the table retaliates, but the startled ducks it, and then it hits Aunt Sue Lin.
Yes.
And that, like, shakes all the adults out of their conversation, and the kids all look terrified, like, oh, we're about to get in trouble. And then, like, Uncle Grandpa gives a wry smile, and grabs a spoonful of mashed potatoes, and, like, no looks into Dad's face. And then just someone yells food fight.
Yes. And it's, like, cartoonish.
Mm-hmm.
But also there's still a complete dinner on the table by the time they're done, even though the walls are, like...
Like, the kitten is licking mashed potatoes off the walls. The kids are eating off their clothes. Everyone's having a great time.
Yeah.
And what's the transition out?
Do we want to pull the trigger on water?
My thought was, after everything has settled and everyone's, like, chill, our match girl gets hit with, like, some lo mein on the side of the face, and that cuts us back to, like, someone throwing a takeout container into the dumpster they're near, and it bouncing off and hitting her.
Yeah. I like that.
Okay.
Okay, so I think she would, if we go that route, then she would, you know, take the hem of her skirt or whatever, wipe her face off as best she can, try half-heartedly one more time to sell a matchbook, and then just immediately slump back down and light another match.
Yeah. And I think maybe it might be tying it a little bit too much to the previous vignette, but I'm imagining, like, we slide into this one and it's Mom cleaning her face. Like, how did you get mud there?
Yeah. And then she goes right into... So she wipes it down first, tries half-heartedly to sell another matchstick, and then goes into the next vignette rubbing her face.
Yeah.
Like, it's right in Mom is rubbing her face. And she tells the cat, all right, let me tell you about my family a little bit. This is my mom. And we just kind of meet her family as we go through her afternoon. Like, she's coming in from playing outside with the cousins. We meet her parents, and we see what their relationship is like. We meet Uncle Grandpa and Aunt Sue Lin, and see what their relationship is like. We meet her cousins and her siblings and how they play. And I think Grandma should be around, but we don't get to know her here.
Yeah.
I thought that Uncle Grandpa was the Fox News one, and Sue Lin was the liberal hippie, but I had it backwards. Uncle Grandpa is trans.
Yes, absolutely. And Sue Lin is the right winger.
Sue Lin is the cat lady.
She's got way too much Botox at too young an age. She's got fucking Republican face. She's dressed way too smart for the occasion.
But in the third one, where it's the whole family, everybody is now dressed too smart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that whole building.
Yes.
They're a little bit higher class now.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
I think it's important that even if the adults don't get along, and we can kind of see that in the background, everyone is kind to Match Girl.
Yes.
Everyone treats her gently. Everyone is nice to her. Even Mom is, like, when rubbing her face, it's that very, like, sweet, like...
Mm-hmm. Uncle Grandpa and Aunt Sue Lin are asking about her, like, school activities. Like, how'd the chess tournament go? I heard you scored a touchdown in the baseball game, you know.
Yes.
Because, you know, Aunt Sue Lin wouldn't care about women's sports. Gotta get my digs in when I can. I think like the meat of this scene, well, the most of this scene is going to be meeting this cast of characters.
Do you remember that... I'm sorry, Mark, this is going to exclude you for a second. Do you remember that short that was written for Sam Vest's thing, where it was from the point of view of the cigarette going around the party?
Yes.
She's the cigarette going around the party.
It was a lighter, but yes.
Oh, yes, you're right.
Yeah, no, I like that. I'm also thinking about double vignetting and having her explain, like, how her parents met, but it's like the art changes to, like, her sketches, and it's like 30 seconds max. Because I would also, like, oh, these are my parents. They met when they were 18 in high school. They were high school sweethearts. He was the captain of the cheerleading team, and she was the football coach. Like,
like one of those, like, childish misunderstandings. Yeah.
This is Uncle Grandpa. He used to be Aunt Carol, but now he's Uncle Grandpa, and we still love him.
Here's another, like, reference. Paris Je t'aime. The mimes scene.
You're going to have to remind our audience who hasn't seen it in a while.
It's just this little French boy telling the story of here's how my mom and dad met. And then his dad, it turns out, is a mime, and he's, like, spends a day doing mime things. and he ends up getting thrown in the drunk tank. And in the drunk tank, there's a lady mime, and then they get mime married and have a beautiful mime family.
Yeah.
It's very cute. I need to rewatch that movie. It is emotionally devastating.
Yes.
I have a thought for the transition out,
okay.
but I will hold it till then.
Because I think the meat of the scene is going to be meeting a cast of characters and seeing their relationships and how they all know each other and met and the kind of family that this is. But I think the scene needs to culminate with some sort of family ritual, like a Christmas Day tradition. At my grandmother's house growing up, when we would have, no joke, 50 people in this small house for Christmas every year. Cody's been. She's seen the man.
Uh-huh.
We would all gather before opening presents and read a story. Sometimes it was a Bible story. Sometimes it was 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. Usually it was me, because I went to theater school. And we would do something like that. So I'm thinking having the family have a Christmas tradition. Whether it be a song or the reading of a story or...
Could it be as simple as a Christmas toast? Where all the adults have something sparkling and all the kids have, like, cocoa or whatever?
Yeah, something like that.
That's sparkling apple juice.
Yes. Because my thought here is we can end the scene with one of the adults dumping the water. Or dumping their drink by accident, and it gets on her boots, because I'm imagining that she sees her dad's boots, and then we cut back to the main screen, and that's where the car has splashed her and it's hit her shoes.
I like that idea.
And I feel like dad's boots can be her boots, just better. That was my idea for transition out.
I'm going to add one beat to that. The way that happens is whichever adult is drunkest is the last toast that we see, and they go, all right, now you, Grandma, and then in a drunken twitch, accidentally splash the drink on the little match girl. And that's when the car splashes the water on her. Yes. So it also teases Grandma again.
Yes, I like that.
We are now miles past where this is the time to have pointed this out. Bill's really fun Freudian slip telling us about the tradition his family had at Christmas when he was throwing up.
Yes, you did indeed say throwing up.
I said throwing... What did I say?
The family tradition you had throwing up at your grandmother's house.
I said throwing up?
Yes.
I could have sworn I said growing up.
You know what a Freudian slip is, but do you know what a Fredible slip is? It's when you say one thing, but mean your mother. So she gets splashed by...
She gets splashed by Drunkle plus car. And here is where they shift deeper into the alley.
Yeah.
But I don't want the one in the vignette splashing her. I don't want that to be Grandmama. I want that to be like fun Aunt Jackie or something.
It's a drunken adult who accidentally does it while saying, all right, Grandma, you're next. You know what I mean?
Indicating with the glass, but they're a little tipsier than they thought they were.
Or they turn towards Grandma and bump Uncle Grandpa and the glass spills on Little Match Girl. Something like that.
Should we give her a name? Does it matter?
At the end, like we normally do.
Okay.
Give me as little opportunity as possible to forget.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Okay, so they shimmy deeper into the alley. They curl up for warmth as best they can, and she lights another match. Maybe, like, at this point, the cat looks at her as if to say, why are you all gathering like this? What is tradition? Why are we here? Mm-hmm. And she explains, it's Christmas. So here's the best part about Christmas. And then goes right into the tree and the night before, we get a big tree and we put it up and we decorate it and we go into the vignette. And I think we need more of Grandma in this scene. Like, she is an active part of decorating and we see more of her as we go throughout.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But so Christmas Eve, we see them decorating the tree.
It's like a mansion.
Yeah.
That they live in.
It's like the tree at the end of, like, Home Alone 2. When they have that fucking huge suite in that hotel and all that shit, and it's way too expensive.
Yeah, like, this is like a 10-foot tree. Yeah. And she's being lifted up to put, like, an ornament.
Yeah, like, Dad's up on a ladder lifting her up to get her there.
Yeah.
It's that tall.
And, like, Grandma's directing from the ground.
Mm-hmm. And then the kids do whatever their Christmas Eve ritual is of try to stay up late to catch Santa, but they all fall asleep. Because Grandma put bourbon in the hot cocoa.
We should try bourbon in that Dominican cocoa.
We should.
That's neither here nor there.
No, we should put fucking Baileys in that Dominican cocoa.
Do you have any of that rum?
The Dominican rum? No, we didn't buy that rum.
Ah.
No, we only.
I bet that would be good in it.
It really would be, probably. Shit.
So, I'm. Part of me says I want them to have butlers and shit, not specifically doing anything, but just like there.
Because she doesn't even know what a butler is for. She's only ever seen, like, security guards and stuff.
Like, she lays in her bed and mom and dad are standing behind the maid as the maid tucks her in as they're telling her how much they love her. Something like that. As they're leaving the living room, as the kids are sleepy and getting carried upstairs, you see a butler like takes a bite out of the milk and cookies they left out for Santa, and a team of chauffeurs starts bringing in the presents from the other room.
Yes.
But she doesn't see it. We see it as the audience, and the kitten sees it.
Yeah. I also think, going back to the vignettes, she should start looking worse through each vignette. Like, she starts out and she's, like, clearly cold, but, like, fine. And then, like, the next one, like, her nose is real bright red. And then the next one, like, her whole face is kind of bloodless.
But her costume still matches the scene.
Oh, no, I'm talking not in the vignettes.
In the in-betweens. Yeah.
And, like,
for sure.
By the time we get to this one, like, maybe her voice actually starts chattering a little in the narration.
Yeah. I like that idea. Because now she's wet, very good. Too. She's wet and it's cold.
Yeah.
So in the vignette, she gets put to bed, wakes up, maybe it snowed overnight or it's snowing, it's a white Christmas, and she goes to the window all excited. She runs downstairs and everyone's waiting for her to open gifts, and this would be like the big scene where everyone gets gifts specific to them. Now I'm thinking of jokes. Aunt Jolene gets a fucking Fox 1 subscription.
The cat.
Uncle Grandpa gets Warhammer 4K figurines.
I like the idea of, like, she goes upstairs with the cat the night before, but then when she comes downstairs, the cat's not with her, and then she unwraps the cat.
Yeah. When the cat goes up with her, the cat also gets tucked into a little cat bed next to her.
Yeah.
But yeah, she unwraps the cat, still asleep in the cat bed, confused.
But with, like, a bow.
And then she produces a little gift to give to the cat, and in it is, remember the fish bones from earlier? It's the whole fish.
Yeah.
And the cat gets to eat the whole fish.
Yeah.
So by the end of the scene, it's back down to the fish bones again. And the cat's got a noticeable belly.
Yes.
I want this scene to end with her excited about what gift Grandma got her. But we don't ever see it.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to think of how to get out of the scene now. Because the next interstitial is the shooting star.
Yeah.
Has she burned herself on a match yet? I don't think we have done that.
Wind blew it out, low main. So I would think the low main, she, like, waves it out.
What if this is the first...
Or drops it.
What if this is the first time she burns herself on the match and that's what pulls us out? Like, she's holding the present and then...
Like, she's pulling the bow and getting ready to open the box, and then,
paper cut. It's like, in the vignette, it's a paper cut, but we cut back to the main scene and it's
I don't even want the paper cut.
Yeah.
I want to really fuck the audience up with that.
Yeah. Like, she's going to unwrap it, and then it's like the light burning out and her fingers. Like that maybe cartoon effect of...
As she's opening the box, we get her perspective, but we don't notice unless you're looking for it, is that, like, there's matting coming out on the edges of the screen to the point where she's finally opening it. It's just like a little circle over the opening in the box, and that's when her fingers burn.
Yeah.
Because the match is burning out, the screen is burning out.
Yeah. Mark?
Yeah, I like that.
Here's where we get the shooting star.
Yeah.
At this point, it's late. She's shivering.
I feel like her lips should be, like, not quite fully blue, but, like, getting to that point.
Mm-hmm. And then she looks up. Maybe she slumps down a little bit while she's, sitting against the dumpster.
Mm-hmm.
Looks up and sees a shooting star.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, Kitty, look.
And
yeah, just look, a shooting star. My grandma once told me about shooting stars. I haven't really talked about her yet, have I? And then we go into grandma.
Yeah.
Well, we gotta
explain what the shooting stars are first.
My grandma used to say, shooting stars are when someone is going to heaven. I haven't really talked about my grandma that much, have I? Light match.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we can play with that matting effect again here. Because, like, I kind of want the matting effect to happen and her to realize it, and then all of a sudden, light more matches flare up. Because she wants this scene to keep going. Or do we want to only have her have 5 matches in this pack?
I'm okay with the just 5 matches.
Okay.
Because if the fourth one, the tree, would have been our longest vignette, then the audience now has an idea of it can only go this long before she burns herself.
Yeah.
Emotionally, I want this vignette to play like the end of the movie AI. Mark, are you familiar?
Oh, God.
No.
Haley Joel Osment is a robot that gains sentience and loves his mom and only his mom and never ages beyond just being a kid who loves his mom. And unfortunately, he's an infinite robot, so he survives like the heat death of the planet and then gets found thousands of years later by aliens who, because he has his mom's DNA on him, can clone her and make her alive again for one day only. And the last scene of that movie is him spending one last day with his mom. And that's what I want this vignette to be. Because we the audience, knows there's a timer on this.
Okay, so she goes to the theater with her grandma and watches Haley Joel Osment in AI.
So this takes place in 1999. And I'm thinking, I like what you said about playing with the vignette thing again. As she lights the match, we reverse the fade out from before, and it's Grandma's face, and Grandma says good morning.
Yeah. Are you excited for our big day together? And like maybe in the background it's like, no, we can't, because this is a real memory. Never mind. Scratch that.
So I think in this one we're back in the shack from the first vignette.
What if it's just like, we keep calling it a shack, but in my head it's just like a manufactured home, like a trailer.
Something like that.
And it's like clean but dingy. It's got that like, we've lived here for too long and there've maybe been too many people in and out.
It needs repairs, but Grandma's doing her best.
Yeah, like it's dry and it's warm and that's all that matters.
Mm-hmm. Maybe Grandma wakes her up, and what if this is a day that is memorable to her because it's a day they both play hooky? Like,
Yeah.
Grandma doesn't go to either job, she doesn't go to school, and they just spend a day together. Because if Grandma's raising her alone, I assume she works a job or two.
Yeah.
That she probably doesn't have the energy for.
Also, Grandma's not in her 80s. Grandma's like 60.
Yeah.
This is a young grandma.
I mean, she still needs to be dead, though.
Yeah, she dies from overwork.
Or
Okay.
cancer.
Something, yeah. Like, there's a lot of reasons people in their 60s die.
Poor people, especially. Something healthcare in this country. So they spend a wonderful city day together.
And I think I want this vignette peppered with Grandma's wisdoms.
Yes.
Like how shooting stars are when people go to heaven.
Yeah.
In my family, it was when you see holes in the clouds when it's raining.
I think the shooting star thing should be the last thing that, like, it's the evening of that night, and I almost want this to be summertime.
Yeah. Like, I want this to be very different from the other vignettes. To make it clear that this is a memory.
I want everything about this to be warm and full of love. And it ends with them maybe laying out in a blanket, looking at the stars, and they see a shooting star. And Grandma says the wisdom about people going to heaven. And somehow we find out eventually, maybe, or at least we just know that Grandma died of a heart attack the next day or something.
Yeah, like maybe. So one thing that I want the boots Grandma's wearing. Because I don't want them necessarily to be winter boots. I just want them to be like boots. Those are the boots Kid is wearing. That's why they're too big, and that's why they're in such bad condition. Because they're like good condition when Grandma has them. But she's been wearing them for who knows how long at this point.
Yeah.
The other thing is we can totally play with perception here. And maybe when Grandma says something about like people going to heaven, we kind of see that maybe she's a little bit tired. She's a little bit run down.
Mm-hmm. Other things I'm thinking for this scene, they go on like a hike or something and maybe encounter a deer. And Grandma teaches her the importance of treating animals with kindness, and that relates us back to the kitten.
I mean, it could even just be little kid like idly kicks at a bird, and she's like, "Hey, we don't do that." Because I'm thinking if we're setting this kind of city-wise,
or instead of like reacting with violence to a wild animal, like don't be afraid of the wild animal. It's just an animal. It's not going to hurt you. You know, something like that.
Yeah.
Like, oh, see this squirrel that jumped out of the trash can at you? It's just hungry. And, like, she pulled out, like, a granola bar and gives some to the squirrel, you know?
Yeah.
Grandma being kind of city animals. That works.
Yeah.
We could also establish that earlier with maybe she puts out a plate of cat food.
Yeah.
When they leave for the day, she's like, she just sticks it by...
Yeah. One of the moments of wisdom is maybe they're sitting on a park bench, and the girl asks Grandma, so why are we having such a special day today? Normally you have to work. And Grandma says, it's important to find time to be with the ones you love. Or something like that, like reinforcing
Yeah.
Like, it's important to make time for the ones you love in your life, because you don't know how long your life is. And you're the one I love the most in my life, or something like that.
Yeah.
Just really, like, it reinforced the bond the two have.
Yeah.
Just trying to think of what else the scene needs to accomplish.
I think that's kind of it. It's just like day in the life, but like
the best day in the worst life, right?
And like the best part of this is like the best / worst part is this is real, and everything else that she's thought of was not real.
I think we should also have her at some point during this vignette, or only for this vignette, refer to Grandma in the past tense in the narration.
Yeah. Like, maybe she's talking to the cat, and it's a little sotto voce, and it's just like...
Yeah.
Grandma was the best.
Yeah, something like that.
That was... And we can even be like, that was her last good day before. She doesn't say what happens after, she just says that was her last good day before.
And the transition out, as the match burns out, but it doesn't burn her fingers. It just burns out. And she says, like, Grandma was the best. I really miss her.
Mm-hmm.
And then from behind her, Grandma says, I missed you too, mijo.
It would be Mija.
Mija. I took French. I'm sorry.
No, mijo is Uncle Grandpa.
No, mijo is me. Ho.
You have to flip me off.
Yes, it was part of the gag. But no, she says, from behind, she says, I missed you too, Mija. She looks behind her and, like, Grandma? And Grandma is there, but she's, like, light.
I kind of like the idea of, like, the light burning down on the match, and then the audience becomes aware of a bigger light behind her, and that's Grandma.
Yeah. Maybe she looks up and sees Grandma and gets up but leaves the body behind.
Yeah.
So her last words are, Grandma was the best.
And I like the idea of her, like, getting up, leaving the body behind, and just, like, running and joining Grandma. And then, like, Kitten doing the same thing. Like, Kitten has kind of fallen asleep in her lapel, and, like, also gets up, does the circle, and, like, starts doing the kitten jump towards them.
Instead of running away, though, I want them to ride a shooting star up to heaven. That's the only thing.
Oh, yeah, I'm just talking about the kitten, running towards Grandma and child. Match girl.
What if we have the kitten jump into Grandma's arms?
Yeah.
And really get the people... Is the kitten the manifestation of Grandma?
Yes. I like the idea of, like, that happening and them kind of all coalescing into one light and then shooting star.
And I don't want any dialogue, but I think I want, at this point, somebody to notice.
You know...
Like, as the star is taking off...
The camera, like, zooms out a bit, and we see some figures come in and, like, wave in more figures, and...
Yes.
The blue and red happens in the background. I guess it would just be the red.
Maybe
red lights start blinking in the background.
Maybe this is where somebody comes out of one of the restaurants and throws trash away. Because we didn't use that earlier, right?
We did. The lo mein?
No, that was a random passerby.
Yeah, we had that a random passerby.
Oh.
I thought, in my head, it was the, when the match blows out at the end of the first one, it was like a door opening that blew it out, but I think we just decided it was a gust of wind, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could have somebody... Like, comes out of the restaurant, throws trash away, looks down and goes, like, leans back, like, yells something you can't understand to the restaurant, making a waving motion, and more people come out of the restaurant.
Yeah, because service workers are gonna pay attention.
Yeah.
And, like, again, this isn't important, but in my head, like, she's done this for a while, she's been around for a while, these are people who know who this girl is.
They've seen her, yeah.
And they've seen her.
And that's happening bottom third of the screen, as the top 2/3 of the screen are the Starry Night, and we see the, shooting star wave its way up into the heavens.
It's a little Groundhog Day, where he's trying to save the dying homeless man.
Yeah.
It's very, like, it's a little bit too late, but, like, you still got to give him kindness, you know?
Yeah. Well, I'm sad.
And then I think our closing shot, our closing image, is her and Grandma and the cat, all dressed in white and hugging. The end.
All dressed in white. Oh, hugging. I thought you said something different that I didn't know the meaning of.
Yeah, no, they're all in heaven and hugging and happy.
I like it a lot. I'm feeling emotional talking about it, which means we're hitting on some good shit.
Same. So with that in mind, I actually don't think we need to name her.
I don't think we need
I think she's just Mija.
I was gonna suggest Estelle.
I also took 7th grade Spanish, Cody.
Well, I didn't.
Star.
Oh, that's very clever.
Well, it's not like a 1-to-1 translation, but it's pulled from the same root.
Yeah. I mean, Estelle is a name. I think it's derived from Esther.
Or Estrella.
Or Estrella.
Is what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
But it's kind of in that way. Now I might be fucking talking out my ass.
I still have behind the name up. Give me a second.
No, I was right. Star in Spanish is Estrella.
Estelle is derived from Stella, which is Latin.
Okay. Anyway.
Yeah.
Little on the nose. I like Mija.
Yeah, just call her Mija in the...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whenever anybody talks to her, they call her that.
Yeah.
And she never introduces herself.
Yeah. So, casting. I feel like the important one here is Grandma.
Grandma is the most important cast, for sure.
So with that in mind, I'm going to say Dad is Antonio Banderas.
Sure, why not? I also think every time we see the parents, they should be different. Like, slightly different.
Their design should be different.
Like, one is Pedro Pascal, one is Antonio Banderas, one is...
Oh, no. No, we're going to keep the same.
I know, I'm just being... Yes.
Oh, what's her fucking name for the mom? Penelope Cruz for the mom.
Perfect.
Why? I don't know why, but Willem Dafoe is in my head for the cat. It makes no sense.
I don't think the cat even says anything.
So Alan Tudyk plays the cat.
I was gonna say Alan Tudyk or fucking... What's his goddamn name?
No, it's
Doug Jones.
Oh, no, Doug Jones is a physical actor. Alan Tudyk's playing the cat.
Fair enough.
I went to Juilliard. Now, we need to stunt cast Uncle Grandpa and Aunt Sue Lynn.
They're white, obviously, both of them.
I'm thinking, like, Bill Hader and Amy Poehler?
They're not old enough.
It's voice acting. It doesn't matter.
Fair.
And they absolutely are old enough to be her aunt and uncle. Also, Willem Dafoe for Uncle Grandpa might be funny. And fuck it, Ann Coulter for Aunt Sue Lynn.
No, we're not giving that woman a paycheck.
No, it'll bounce.
Who's that skinny, bitchy, blonde comedian? She, like, roasted Ann Coulter. She was at the roast of Ann Coulter.
Was it Schlesinger?
I don't think so. She's the one that was like, if you're here, who's haunting the...
Pete Davidson?
Nikki Glazer.
Ah.
I don't know her politics particularly well, but I know she hates Ann Coulter.
Which puts her at least left of Ann Coulter. I almost, like, this feels SNL alum to me. You know what I mean? Like, Nikki Glazer's too stand-up of a stand-up. She's not like, this is a sketch comic we need. Jane Lynch.
Jane Lynch is Uncle Grandpa.
Yes! Or Eddie Izzard is Uncle Grandpa.
Yes.
Mark?
Too English. I mean, I love it, except too English.
Doesn't she have a different name now?
She still goes by Eddie.
No.
I thought she was using...
She has another name that she uses, like, in her day-to-day, but I think she still goes by Eddie professionally, just because she's Eddie fucking Izzard.
Fair.
Hold on. Michael Cera is Uncle Grandpa.
Michael Cera, Jane Lynch. Perfect.
Wait, as who? Michael Cera is Aunt Sue Lynn and Jane Lynch is Uncle Grandpa?
You know what? Either way. We just put the sides in the envelopes and mail them out, and whoever gets whoever. Works both ways. Like Uncle Grandpa.
Just Uncle Grandpa, a nondescript human being.
Man, if Cartoon Network still existed, they'd be real mad.
Aw. I'm avoiding Grandma.
So, I had an idea for Grandma, but I don't know if either of you have... I know you have not seen this movie, because I'm having two thoughts. So, 3 names I'm going to throw out. They're from the movie Coco.
Okay.
Alana Ubach, Renee Victor, or Ana Ofelia Morgia. How do you pronounce the I?
With the accent?
Yes.
That's the syllable that you accent. So, Morgia?
Morgia.
Probably?
Yes.
And this is for Grandma?
Yes.
Isn't there a grandma in that movie?
Yes, I named all 3 of them.
There 3 people play her?
Well, one is the great-great-grandmother, and you see her the most. There's Abuelita, who is the, literal grandmother, and then there's Mama Coco, who is great-grandmother. So I named all 3 of those actresses. Okay. I feel like Ana Ofelia Murguia might be a little old, but Alana Ubach is very good.
Okay.
The other one I was going to suggest, but that breaks the full Spanish vibe that we were going for, is the grandmother from Moana, but she is Samoan.
See, I was thinking along similar lines. I was looking up Encanto.
Did you come up with the same name I came up with?
Maria Cecilia Botero?
You did not. Sarah Nicole Robles.
Olga Moredes?
Sarah Nicole Robles is who I found from that movie. But I haven't seen it, so I don't know the character she played and what her voice sounds like.
What was the name of the character?
Senora Ozma?
Senora Ozma.
She is a minor character.
See, the one that I had thrown out, Maria Cecilia Botero, was Abuela Alma.
Okay.
And Olga Merediz is the singing voice. I mean...
Honestly, I haven't seen any of these movies. You could
either.
say any one of those names, and I'd be like, that's fine. I think they're all good for the role.
We would have to, like, audition this like an episode of The Fucking Voice, where we just sit with our backs to people, and whoever sounds like the kindliest old grandma gets the role.
Yeah, the problem is that, like, none of the grandmas are kindly in these. Like, the only one is Mama Coco, but she barely has lines. And she's also literally dying, which is the point of the movie. So,
I mean...
yeah, I'm thinking, like, I'm leaning Alana Ubach or Botero.
I'm okay with that. I just don't know these names well enough to decide something otherwise. So
yeah,
we had enough trouble last time. We needed to find a Latina grandma.
Let's go with both and layer them like Groot.
Hold on, who did we cast as Yvonne Cole as the New York Nutman's mom in the last one? We could bring her back. Anyway, all that's left is the girl, right?
We've already cast her dad as Banderas because I kind of wanted to do mixed, but we could also.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. Changing one of the parents to a white actor so that we
I was thinking black actor.
Oh, I was just thinking to get white grandma in so we can open the door to white actors as well. But what about black grandma? What about Octavia Spencer as grandma?
That could work. Not Octavia Spencer in the same wheelhouse. Black Panther. I literally saw her in person. Oh my god.
Lupita Nyong'o, way too young.
No, the queen in Black Panther. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
What is her name?
I know who you're talking about. What's her fucking name?
She's literally, like, Academy Award winner.
Angela Bassett.
Angela Bassett. Jesus, God.
Christ on a cracker. Yeah. So do we want to shift that and have Grandma be Angela Bassett? And then we change one of the parents?
Mark?
Sure. I'm going to be honest, I zoned out because I'm trying to get a drop on a title.
Gotcha.
Fair.
No, we're adjusting the racial casting so that we can cast the black woman as grandma instead of going to the Latina grandma a second week in a row.
Yes.
Which means one of the parents needs to change.
Who's gotten a payday more recently, Banderas or Cruz? I feel like Banderas.
Probably Banderas.
'Cause, I mean, he was in the Death movie.
Yeah.
So,
He's already done an animated Death movie starring a cat.
You know?
Let's see, the most recent credit for on IMDb, Banderas' most recent credit is Paddington in Peru from last year.
I'm calling it Banderas
And
out.
Penelope... Okay. I'm not sure which Penelope Cruz we were talking about anyway.
CRUZ. Dogma. Oh, no,
Is
that's
there a
Selma
little
Hayek. Jesus.
rising accent above the E?
I can't remember.
So there's the Penelope Cruz, who's known for Vanilla Sky and Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides.
Her.
And there's the Penelope Cruz, who's known for Marvel Nemesis and Peacemaker.
You want the one that was in movies, not TV shows.
Thank you.
The first one.
She also was in a thing in 2024.
I mean, I feel like we go to
And a
this
movie in 2023.
I feel like we go to this well a lot, but Idris Elba?
I had the same thought. I think we could do a little bit better.
Isaiah Mustafa?
Oh, he's got a great voice. Yes. Yes. And I still want Angela Bassett to call her Mija.
Yeah. Because that's what her mom would have called her.
Yeah.
I mean, as a grown-ass adult white lady, it still makes my heart warm when an older lady calls me Mija.
Anything else in terms of casting?
The girl.
I mean, it's a kid, so do we want to cast just a kid, an unknown?
I am going to the old well of friends of ours, Cody.
Oh.
Diamond White, Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur. Moon Girl.
Okay.
Just because I don't know children that act as children in voice acting.
I don't know if this isn't necessarily voice acting, but in the Percy Jackson TV show, the little girl that plays Annabeth is named Leah Jeffries.
Okay.
And there's also Tamara Smart. I don't know what character she plays.
I think we have a type that we want, and we bring in and audition voices.
Yeah.
Because it's hard because I can look at pictures of people, but I don't know how they sound like, and I would want it to sound a certain way.
I mean, dude, if Rue from Hunger Games was still a child, 100%. But she's in her mid-20s.
I mean, how does she sound? How does she sound now? Can she still make it sound like she's 12? Because we can fucking do it then.
Amanda Stenberg, that's her name.
Yeah, this is one where we audition kids.
Yeah. But we clearly have a type that we want.
Mark, you said you were getting a jump on titles?
Yeah, but I'm not going to jump very far. Matches.
Bro, I had the exact same fucking thought.
Looking at the Wikipedia page, I always look to see what other adaptations were done and what they named them.
We can call it Yakuza
And one
5.
thing that's jumping out at me, they also did it in Yakuza 1.
I knew they did it twice.
One thing that's just jumping out at me as very weird is that, like, there's a couple of, movies and a couple of animated and live action shorts, but there are so many references to this in anime. Like, so many.
It's an easy way to kill off a character, man.
It's very... I get why this is a popular one.
It's not even that. Like, it was in an episode of Bobobo and an episode of One Piece.
Okay, but Bobobo is like the Spider's Georg of anime. Like, there are 800 references an episode, and they're like 15 minutes long.
I fucking love Bobobo. I should watch it sometime.
I'm just saying, my initial joke pitch was Tokyo, and I couldn't decide Grave of the Fireflies or Yakuza. So, like, Japan fucking loves this story. Probably because it's depressing as fuck. No, I like the idea of matches.
So, the title, Matches?
Yeah.
And then the poster, I'm thinking it's like a hand-drawn sign, and her standing next to it holding the tray with the matches, and a shooting star above.
My thought was, this might be a little Howl's Moving Castle, but it's the light, like the lit match, and in the lit match is the shooting star. But that might be a little horror movie-y.
Yeah, I was thinking, like, lighting her face with the matches is spooky vibes, and that's not what we're going for.
Yeah.
So, I'm thinking her standing in the alleyway with her box of matchbooks. Upper third, we see the shooting star in the sky. City skyline behind her, the alleyway descending into darkness behind her. The cat is by her feet, and in like big yellow, maybe like a pale yellow, is matches, and then underneath that, a sign handwritten that says "for sale," and that's the tagline is "for sale this Christmas" or whatever.
Yeah,
and it's like a Wes Anderson-y shot, like symmetrical and everything.
Yeah,
but not with like I wouldn't want to light her with the match because.
Again, that's a little spooky.
Yeah. And maybe in some of the dead space, if we want to, like, Struzan in some of the other characters, in, like, an orange matchbook glow.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's necessary. I could go either way with that.
We could leave it to marketing.
Yeah.
See how it does with test audiences.
I like the way you think.
Yeah, we'll turn it over to the team and see what they say. And I feel like Thanksgiving?
Yeah. No later than, like, December 7th.
I mean...
Yeah, like, I would say maybe not Thanksgiving, like, maybe Black Friday. But that time frame.
Yeah. Get a couple weeks of box office out of it.
See, I'm just thinking about, like, when I see movie trailers, they never say Black Friday. They always say Thanksgiving.
Yeah, but it's, like, midnight.
Unless it's a horror movie that comes out on Black Friday, they will say Black Friday.
Yeah. Did Slacks come out on Black Friday?
Should've. That's a real Black Friday fucking movie, too. It doesn't even take place on Black Friday, but it's got the energy of it.
So I think we put together a pretty decent little tearjerker.
Yeah. I had emotions while we were going through the climax.
And I mean, I think we're correct. We're putting Don Bluth in charge of this, right?
Is he still alive?
Pretty sure.
If not, whatever proteges of his are still active. I want this. We get the animator that did the that Iranian short, Cody.
Oh god.
That style.
Yeah.
They would do fucking wonders with this shit.
Yes, Donald Virgil Bluth is still alive as of today, and he is 88 years old.
Phew.
But also, look at his picture.
Yeah, that looks like a man who terrified children.
That looks like a man who terrified children and is 88 years old.
Listen, don't. It's fine.
In the Shadow of the Cypress is the short I was referring to. And it's... yeah.
It won.
It did.
It's very good. So how are we delivering this?
Obviously, we're wrapping it up with tinsel and red and yellow paper and cramming our asses down every chimney in Hollywood to leave this under the tree. This has been The Treatment, a podcast about stories, and we've been your hosts, Mark Lucas,
Billy Beck,
and Cody Beck.
And we'll see you at the movies at Christmas.